My example of successful interaction or engaging discussion focuses on students deciding for themselves whether Booker T. Washington or W.E.B. Du Bois has had the greater impact on American society today. They do this in groups by building arguments rooted in evidence from the text. I have used this discussion several times in the face-to-face environment. I've not yet had a chance to use it in the online environment. It tends to produce very good results. I see this activity as accomplishing the following learning objectives. Students will construct, explain, and defend arguments as to why their chosen figure has had the greater impact. Students will utilize evidence from the class text and previous discussions to justify their arguments. Students will evaluate the arguments of others based on evidence in order to choose a winner. The instructional content we will use is excerpts from Up From Slavery by Booker T. Washington and The Souls of Black Folk by W.E.B. Du Bois, found in our class text, the Norton Anthology of American Literature, 8th edition. Students will get into groups roughly equal in size, the exact size and composition of which will depend on class size and student preference. Regardless, half the groups will advocate for Booker T. Washington. The other half will advocate for W.E.B. Du Bois. The students will find evidence from the text and previous discussions to support their positions, as well as decide among themselves what evidence they want to bring before the whole class. Once each group has found all the evidence it can, we will come back together as a class, and the groups will present their arguments to each other, citing evidence as they go. The only caveat is, once one group brings up a piece of evidence in favor of their choice, no other group advocating for that choice can bring up that piece of evidence again. Once every group has had its say, and everyone's had a chance to debate, students will choose a winner and explain briefly why they chose what they did. As for me, I'm more of a moderator, not taking either side. Instead, I help students keep track of when evidence has already been used and what points about it everybody thought was good. I'm not the star of the show. My students are, just as it should always be. In the face-to-face environment, this would have been done either on the board or on computer, with either myself or a volunteer doing the writing or typing. In the online environment, I see no reason why groups couldn't create short videos, PowerPoints, or other media to help make their arguments. I see the discussion as engaging because I have rarely had students that didn't like to express their opinions, especially about things they feel have impacted their world even before they were born. Also, in today's more diverse and inclusive environment, I think we should take every opportunity we can to include many types of diverse voices. I see it as a line because students will not just be finding things in the text just to practice finding them, but will make good use of them, both in constructing their arguments and in evaluating the arguments of others. That will force, if you will, students who may not normally engage with the material to have to contribute more than simple agreement or disagreement with the point of view of the group. Student-to-student interaction is key to this discussion. Ideally, every point the individual groups bring to the whole class will follow logically, therefore making it easier to construct an overall class list which everyone may not completely agree with, but everyone will be able to take at least some ownership of. While I'm not the driving force of the discussion and don't intend to ever be, there are plenty of opportunities for me to give feedback to students and for them to give it to me. Invariably, somebody, or in most cases, a bunch of somebodies, want to know what I think of their ideas. I offer suggestions upon request, but as often as not, I suggest that they discuss it further with their group, because as I remind them, the discussion, the class, their learning, everything ultimately belongs to them, not me.